Gambling in video games is a common practice in the industry these days. It is, and I believe that it is harmful to both the consumers and the developers behind it. And there are multiple reasons that I believe so, which will be described now. Let me start at the start. What are the most common gambling practices? Modern game developers, such as Ubisoft, Activision, Electronic Arts, and even Valve, use systems known as loot boxes. Loot boxes are cases which will contain in-game currency, and these can be purchased and opened for some amount of real-life currency, and occasionally some sort of other in-game currency. Certain items that will drop from these cases have their value inflated by being labeled as rare or legendary for no real reason other than inflating their value, and of course they will decrease the drop rate so that it is much harder to gain these items. These loot boxes function similarly to slot machines, only giving a payout after some amount of losses, and they are programmed to always benefit the house, or the developers in this case. The lights, colors, and sounds that play when opening these loot boxes accomplish the same job as the lights and sounds in a casino. One quote that I found is, "Studies suggest that these lights and sounds become more attractive and capable of triggering urges to play when they are paired with reward uncertainty." In other words, they play a bunch of loud noises, they give you a bunch of colors flashing on the screen, and it addicts your brain. It addicts your brain to how it works. Some shady organizations are using digital items in a way that you would use poker chips, and they convince people to play the rigged game through multiple underhanded means. The owners of CSGO Lotto advertised it as a legitimate business, using their influence to manipulate their audience into using their site. They were YouTubers, and they pretended that it was just some cool site that they found without legitimately, they said it was not, they didn't mention it was a sponsorship or anything, they didn't mention they owned it, they just mentioned that they found it, and, played a bet that they had set up for the advertisement, and left a link to their site in the description, which then led many of their viewers, some of them children, to participate in these sites, in their site, where they would gamble away their items that they had earned, and for nothing in return. Large influencers, such as, some large creators, were paid great sums of money to advertise these scams to their viewers. Some of the sites, as I said earlier, set up fake bets to make it appear that you, the viewer, would get just as lucky as the person you're watching. Because if he won and he got super lucky and made hundreds of dollars, you will too. It's the same way that people advertise gambling sites these days. People lose a lot more than just a skin or an item when using these gambling sites. Another quote, "CSGO Lotto and various imitators use skins from Counter-Strike Global Offensive as a gambling currency. Players bet their own skins for the chance at winning more expensive options, which have a monetary value on Steam's marketplace." And this is just a way to circumvent any laws that would surround actual gambling. They hid behind some claims that it's just stuff you can get for free, when in reality you could get poker chips for free. You could find one dropped on the road, but is it really going to give you anything? Are you really going to benefit from this? No, it's just them trying to get rid of any suspicion that this is another gambling site. And I believe that these practices this brings me to my conclusion. These practices are shady and need to be eliminated. These people are not going to stop unless they get proper punishment. If they keep hiding behind their excuses and lies, then they're never going to be stopped. They're going to keep happening. The developers need to stop the shady sites. The players need to protest all of these surprise mechanics